fund balance back into the 101 account to cover Chad's sister's expenses if there are any. I don't know at this stage if there are or aren't, so. Other than that, it's up to you guys. The only other real issue we have to decide is do we give the help a raise this year or
Is it a separate motion?
not? No, that's all part of the budget, so. The figures that were provided were for 1.5%, 2%, 2.5%, and 3%. You see four different numbers on the appropriate lines. The other thing that I did was increased, since our last meeting, I gave each of us $100 more to sit here, which is what we got the same last year, so. In asking around, I believe the county and the government employees are getting a 2% raise.
Township did 2%.
Township did 2%, so.
We did 2% first.
We will vote on the entire budget next meeting, and if that's agreeable here, that's how it will be presented next month.
What did you say, Larry? You gave $100, what?
Us, gave each of us a $100 raise. If you look on the front page, that's
Do we have,
plus 600.
because we're talking about compensation, do we need to make a motion separately for that?
This will all, no, it's all in the budget, and that will be voted on next month.
But I mean, it's not our monthly stipend, it's the money we get, the year-end lump sum money, right?
Well, it's all
Okay,
part
well,
of the
because there's a
same-
difference in there, right? You get paid for coming to the meeting, and if we're
Right.
changing that, then it's a
Right,
different
I'm not changing
story,
that.
okay. All right,
You still get $50 to come to the meeting.
okay, just wanted to clarify, because then it's a whole different
That's on the base.
deal.
That's on the base.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
I didn't say anything, we were just talking about compensation for employees.
Yes.
So I ran a bunch of numbers. Well, first off, the current inflation rate, it's gonna be at the end of the year for 2017 is 2.2%. So a 2% raise is not even keeping with the current inflation rate. So that's that. So now, if you look on your budget there, what I did is I said, all right, what's the difference in pay, or I should say, for 7 employees to go from 2% to a 3%, all right? So if you take the money that would be required for a 2% raise and the money's required for a 3% raise, I subtracted those two numbers. And then I came to $2,622. That is the difference between a 2% and a 3% raise from the general fund for the village. Now, if you take the total general fund, divide that $2,262, you get less than 1% of our total general fund. So what I'm advocating is a 3% raise.
I support that.
Amen.
Any others have any comment?
2% last year?
Yep.
I'm fine with 3.
But what they, I'll tell you now, one of us was doing work they do, that gonna,
They've earned their keep this one.
they certainly have,
They do everywhere.
yes.
I support 3.
All right, 3 o'clock, 3%, which is more than any other government institution in the Antrim County is providing, so.
I thought the paper said some county employees got 3%. Is that incorrect?
There's different levels and different types. There's union and non-union and,
All that
yeah,
stuff,
it's
yeah.
all kind of weird. But yes, you're right.
Any other questions with the budget? Any other concerns with the budget? I think we've discussed everything that we needed to discuss. We will vote on the budget next month, as well as the Appropriations Act, it's part of that, which includes the salaries and whatever, so. If we're good with it, we are going to have any other public comment?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What are we doing with the DDA budget?
The next one.
Well, I think we put it in-
No, yeah, we
Congratulations, man.
can't table it, I guess we have to make a decision to accept what they presented, we fund that, or not, and if the need arises and they have something that they would like to do, come back and ask us for it. I'm okay with that too.
Yeah. When's your next meeting, Chad? You know?
First Monday.
I'm sure you'll take back all the information you learned today or share it with everybody.
I will do my best, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'll make the motion or say, let's do it, I don't want the DDA to die,
Right, no, just,
you know, I mean.
we're doubling.
Or,
It's in the budget already.
Right, but we have to talk about it, cause Rachel has to plug the numbers into the budget for us to approve.
So
next
we're
month.
giving them
The
12,600 or we're giving them
12,600.
6,000 than we had last year?
Well, I should have more concrete numbers by next month, and I think 12,600 should be what they have to work with, not what we give them on top of what they have. So this number, what we give them will be obviously less than this.
Because they already have some
because they
leftover
have some
money, right?
leftover money.
Right.
did we give them
So-
last year?
Yeah, but they had 6 left over.
They did. They did.
so let me be very concrete and clear. Their budget for next year will be $6,000.
No, the budget is 12,000, but we're gonna give them whatever to get them up to 12.
Whatever,
Because that's what we
The
need to make it
difference
sure
is
it's clear
between
that
what
we
they
make it
have.
clear how much we're giving them.
Right, we're not giving them 12,
We're giving them up to
up to
12,600,
12,
depending on what money.
what money they have in the account already. So if they've got 6 grand in there, then we're giving them another 6 grand. If they got 4, 8, whatever, we balance it out
Right,
up to 12.
Let me rephrase that.
So
Is the cap $6,000 then?
No.
the budget's.
It depends on how much money Rachel says is left in the account. If there's only 2 grand, then we gotta give them 10.
I don't think, until we know exactly what's in the
See,
account.
I don't know how we should do that if we don't know.
Well,
what's
we-
money.
I don't, how can we not know what's in the account?
because I haven't received any performance market money, and I haven't paid them.
So if that was a non-issue, how much money is there now?
She did.
I think around 3.
3 grand, so we'd be looking at 8 to 9 to give them.
Garrison, I understand.
Why is it we don't have any numbers from them?
Because the person that has that information has not communicated with them since
Gone with the money.
ambulance.
Can we give them 6 now with another amendment later on? Once we get this information, you know, if they need more money, then we give them more money, but rather than okay $12,000 right up front.
No, well,
Well,
we're authorizing
we
their
have to-
budget of 12,600.
Right.
Right, but like I
But
said.
what we're giving them, we don't know yet because the numbers aren't here.
Right, but I mean, I think we're all good that we would give them up to $6,000, because that's what we did last year. So approve that, and then if they need more money, as
Then
an
you're doubling.
amendment.
If you give them 12,600, you're actually doubling what they got last year on paper.
On paper, right?
I mean, just some of this stuff,
I'm okay with that, I mean.
they're not gonna spend until spring or summer anyway, 1,600.
Because until we know what's in their, what's in their
But
bank
giving them
account.
So there's 3 in there
budget
roughly?
doesn't necessarily mean they gotta spend it all.
But she's got to pay vendors on that yet, and we don't get anything from the flea market. That money might just disappear.
I think they have an obligation to present the paperwork to us to
They-
back
they do.
what they want. I mean,
Yeah.
it's budget time, it's time the paperwork to be here.
Well, unfortunately, that lady is not cooperating, you can't blame her.
Well, yeah, and that
If
should
we had
make the
paper
DDA
report,
suffer,
we paid-
because
we
the
paid
money's
that.
run off with the money.
So that money,
Takes blood out of the turnip.
right, so if she's got to pay vendors, yeah, I mean, out of the 3,000, we might end up giving them $10,000.
I'm good to say
So
6,000.
the cap is 6?
we set a cap at 6, and if they need more, they come back to us down the road, so.
Yeah, because
That would work.
I'm much more comfortable with this, because if we're not, then we're line iteming this, and we're gonna start Xing things up, because I got a lot of questions here, and this is,
Well, like I say, if she ends up spending the whole 3,000 on vendors, and then we end up going to court with this lady, it's gonna cost us money on top of the money we're giving them. I don't want the DDA to disappear, don't get me wrong, Chad, I mean, I'm all with you guys.
There's too much budget, there's too many questions about where they are financially.
musicians.
There's gonna be some stupid.
So musicians, not the vendors that are selling
Somewhere
stuff,
where the
Entertainment.
Correct.
entertainment.
the money we know
Steve
Steve
Ross
Ross
has
has accountability for it.
And when they will.
Well, we don't even know who those vendors are.
So, and they're working on it.
It sounds like you guys are working on it, but it could end up costing us some money to.
But no, I think for you.
So do we need a motion for the 6 grand?
No.
She shouldn't get paid up front.
No.
Gonna pay as they.
That's
She's just gonna use that figure when she makes the budget, okay.
A cap at 6 grand.
Cap at 6,
Okay.
including the 3 she's already got.
Yeah, but she has 3 in the bank.
Yeah, so then they'd have to work with 9.
Yeah.
That's fine.
6
I
from
know that.
us,
Yeah.
plus the 3 they got.
Whatever they get, that's fine, yeah.
Put it at the maximum rate, but put it at 6,
Right.
without they come back.
Without the correct, not that you guys are shut off, I mean, but at least.
We're still on.
Talk to us.
I have 3
I will do my best to provide the DDA with what the original intention was, to see if there is some information in that.
And we got a ton of the old emails and notebooks and all that stuff. I'll look through and get with you too.
And Chad, when you go back, and can you tell for next year, save receipts to show, for example, what advertising costs for which event, you know what I mean? So that way, we can say, oh, this is this is that, this is where, when I see supplies for $1,500 for downtown events, it gives me
That's
cause.
a lot of
you know what I mean?
cupcakes, man.
I can give you receipts.
So that, well, they should have it also, just right there.
Well, I get the receipts, so then I can reimburse.
Okay,
That information's there.
all right, thank you.
So they didn't actually have the money to spend, you paid the expenses that they're gonna claim.
Okay,
So,
I
we don't
have
separate
one,
the checks, that information from the.
Larry, I have one lady who asked me some questions about downtown, and I would like to give her a definite answer. She wanted who's to clean the sidewalks and the snow so they can get out of their cars into the stores.
Sam and the boys do their best to remove the snow down there. It's up to the individual merchants to
And
keep
that's
the
what I want to know,
sidewalk
is it,
shoveled. And when you get this much snow,
oh, I know that, but I just wanted an answer. I just wanted to tell her what to say.
Generally, Sam's on top of that, but that last
Yes,
snowstorm
oh, I
we
know
had, we
he
got
is,
dumped
he's
on.
always on top of
He's
it,
got
but
priorities, you know, you start with the main
Yeah.
roads, the secondary roads, and so on, so.
They have done a wonderful job this winter, but
oh, yes.
as a downtown business owner,
You can shovel 3 times a
you
day.
spend a lot of time shoveling.
Yep, and that's the thing.
Jack's
Actually,
crew out
the-
there,
I by there
Well,
one
there's
morning, I
your-
don't know if it was
David?
you or somebody without there was a snowblower.
David does a lot of shoveling at Bill's. But
I-
the crew does for as much snow as we got in the last 3 weeks, they have done a
Oh,
wonderful
tremendous.
job.
okay, one thing I forgot in my report that I'll mention, we had a zoning request from Scott that he is denying. This body is the zoning board of appeals, so that paperwork's gonna be coming down the road.
When?
There's a property owner that wants to build a new house on Lake Street. He wants to use the old setback rather than what our zoning allows for. And I think it's a 10-foot difference. So that paperwork and that procedure will be coming soon. I don't know if it's gonna be February's or March's meeting, but just to give you.
The denial went out in the mail yesterday, so.
Yeah, the denial went out in the mail, so we'll have.
And they knew that. When I went on site to talk to them, and I told them what the current zoning says, 20-foot. They're really hoping they could get the 10-foot. I said, the only way you can get, I can't grant it to you, the only way you can get it is through a variance. So they know the procedure, it's a friendly denial, so they know the procedure. At some point, you guys will have to sit and make a decision based on, does it sit in the old footprint, or does it have to go in compliance with current zoning? And they've got some reasons for that, because there's wetland behind it, some other things too, so that's what you guys will have to look at.
It's all part of
So
the
there'll be a little
process.
info packet for us.
What's that?
It's all part of the process.
Exactly, I mean, they came in my office and asked me for the variance request, I'm like, you can't have one until you get a denial, so it's just, and I think they were hoping it would be quicker, and I explained to them that you guys meet as a board monthly.
Well, I talked to
you'll
Lou
meet,
Buffman about it too, and they wanted this, the process to go along
and I can't make it
quick,
any
but
faster.
with the weather, they wouldn't have been able to start.
What they don't also realize is that you guys sit as zoning board of appeals, and you only get called out when you're needed, so you can't have that done the same day, the next day, or the same month, actually, so.
So just to forewarn you, that's coming down the road. So, but there'll be a packet, and there'll also be an attorney opinion prior to that, so we know what our legal ground is before we make a decision. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Then moved and supported to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, motion is carried. Thank you all, happy New Year.
Okay, your next meeting's scheduled for Valentine's Day?
Yes.
My wife's not gonna be happy about that. If I've gotta be the DDA guy,
No, they don't.
she's gonna call you.